Ready to get kicked off with yet another off season, and what it all starts with is a postseason run. Here back with the New England Patriots, it's your boy Coach Cooper. After we finished year 2 with very much so good improvement. Now here's a quick look at the playoff picture so you guys can know obviously we are not involved in it. We did not crack it. 2 teams from our division did though, both the Bills and Jets. As we can see, the Chiefs and Cowboys getting first round buys, but that'll be something that we obviously will follow and not be a part of, as we did receive a large boost here this year. I mean, a 7-9 record, or 7-9-1 record, I should say. When last year we were 4-13. Our passing offense and points per game both went up this year. Our total offense in general went up to a new level. We had a better scoring defense and a better rush defense, but the pass defense was better last year, making for an overall better defense last year. So we got worse defensively, better offensively, and it kind of led to a different kind of record for us. You know, being 5-7 in the AFC is definitely something that we wanted to build upon. It sets us up for a good year 3, where we have a lot of much necessary needs for this team to go ahead and get fixed. And it's going to be through the draft and free agency that we get a lot of those positions done. I mean, I would say that we need some help on the D-line, of course, helping out with the pass rush, and then maybe even like our linebacker room, but definitely interior O-line. As you can see, they're all in the C range, and then interior offensive line. So looking here at mock draft number 3, it will have us picking at 13. Right now, getting a right outside linebacker, Earl Bryant, who is a top tier outside linebacker. You know, we have him 60% scouted, A pursuit, D zone coverage. So it wouldn't really help us in the pass game too much, but A to C in his power moves. Where's the finesse moves at? I guess it doesn't show finesse move. Oh, B finesse move, B hit power. So he's definitely more of like an edge rusher, more so than just a plain outside linebacker, 3 down back. So power rush archetype, 6'5", 263. Probably be a very good option to go after there. And this draft is kind of really weird. I mean, we have a tight end going top 5, which is pretty rare. We don't have a quarterback at all in the top 10, while 2 receivers are going top 15, 2 tight ends going top 15. And we don't even see our first quarterback on the board drafted until pick 29 to the 49ers. And he's a top 5 projection. Just, I guess that means teams feel like they have their guy at QB. Now, some of the defensive tackles aren't coming off the board so late. So hopefully that's, you know, a good sign. As we see 3 defensive tackles going there late in the first round. Hopefully that is a good sign for us to go ahead and get a top tier defensive tackle. But we have a lot of holes to fix. I mean, our center spot is kind of weak. Our defensive tackle spot is kind of weak. And I haven't put anybody on my favorites board yet because we're still scouting some players around. But we have plenty of options. I mean, here Cal Robinson, round 1 option that we didn't see getting taken there, has good pass blocking skills here, good run blocking skills. So he's good all around offensive line, which I think you needed the center spot. But we also have some right guards here that are good, like Dalton Batch here, who's got good pass blocking skills, and his run blocking is pretty good. I mean, it's still pretty solid. Just his run blocking finesse and pass blocking finesse are low, so he's probably not agile, but either a power blocker or he is a power archetype. I was going to say either power archetype or pass protector, but the agile is probably going to be his weakest thing. And then actually we got some right tackles here that are good as well. Like a lot of first round options, we can see 4 of them, even one at a top 5 projection. And a lot of them are really good in pass sets here. So I mean, that's the reason why I show that is because in this offseason, we're going to be looking to make this team better and financially stronger. And what I mean by that is we're going to get rid of some loose weight, if that makes sense. Like we want to try to get rid of the guys that are not going to really make much of an impact. So I mean, it's like the DeAndre Hopkins, you know, $14.8 million in penalty if I just release him, but we could look to trade him. We have a receiver that's better than him at 10 years younger, somebody right on his heels, and a lot of other really young receivers that are pretty close to as well. Another spot that I was looking at too, we don't know if we're going to bring our center back, so whoever we draft could potentially be the starter there. Our right tackle, although he is good, we could potentially look to get somebody here and get rid of this huge salary. I mean, he's making 20 to 25 million a year here in the next 2 years, which could clear up a lot of cap space for us to go do other stuff in free agency. Maybe get rid of somebody like Jawan Bentley. He's a trade target anyway, and pace is honestly just as good as him with 5 years younger. Taki here, Diablo is just as good as him, 2 years younger. Could be a possible trade target. Jonathan Jones, another trade target here, as we have 2 corners that are even brought down to a level to be as good as Jones, who is being brought up. So definitely a lot of trade targets here that could be going through the offseason. And we can see a lot of people move via trade and not even get re-signed. So with that being said, let's go to kick into another offseason video. Man, I hope you guys are enjoying and loving the series. Leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. It's going to get kicked in with the interview report here from our favorite sideline reporter. Actually, never mind. It's just Chase Young. I saw Ryan Clark talk about our pass cover this morning. He mentioned that you predicted less than 500 yards. He roasted us for not meeting your goal you promised. I guess our pass wasn't as strong as I thought it'd be. It's frustrating. I'll take the heat. At least we don't get any negative repercussions from that. But yeah, we definitely didn't have the passing yards that we thought. I should have went off of the, what is it called? The interception goal. If we went off the interception goal, we would have been just fine. And we have all the coaching moves here this year. As we can see, a lot of teams kind of clearing house here. The Browns, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Dolphins fire their OC, Panthers fire their OC, Rams, Seahawks firing their OC, and Steelers firing their OC. So that's all the, at least firings. I don't see any hirings here this year. So we have a lot of scout points. I don't know where those kind of came from. I don't know if that's just what you get at the end of a year, where you just kind of get a whole bunch of staff points here for a coach, or maybe we just earned those off of the last couple of games because we actually started winning games. So I wouldn't, put it past us. So we have a lot of XP points here to kind of spend. And I don't think I'm ready to fire anybody yet, as of yet. Our offense has been pretty low. Our defense has been middle of the road. So maybe it might be time to move on to a different offensive scheme here. I don't know. I think we go one more year at it, and if it really doesn't kind of fix up or secure anything here, maybe we move on from our offensive coordinator. I mean, he's doing great work here, improving my quarterback. But maybe we need to start looking at some of his secondary trees here so we can go and help out with some of these. No, I don't want to touch our skill points here this year, just yet for us, just because I do want to kind of hit these, maybe getting 20% less on the talents, costing a little bit less. I think that actually would be a very good route to go here. Let's go and get those. So what is that? This is a refund when we're 20% point refund when we're replacing OC. I'm gonna wait to buy that one because there is a chance we could be replacing our OC. So anytime we're about to replace them, I'm going to buy one of these two so we can get more skill point percentages back. And of course, we got to come check out our Pro Bowl rosters here. We're going to be mainly focused. I'm going to have my odds on the AFC side, but y'all let me know on the AFC side. If you guys see any shocking surprises, anything that you're excited about. I mean, right off the bat, Caleb Williams, 92 overall, first off. And then the fact that he's QB1 there for the Bears is actually pretty exciting. But I'm going to mainly be looking to see if we had any guys kind of make the roster. I only went 4 receivers this year. It's kind of interesting. Maybe they cut down like the roster or something. I swear there used to be 5. Not really seeing any Pro Bowlers here. Chase Young did make it. I wonder if that's more so just because of his overall, necessarily his stats. Because I mean, he didn't really put up like crazy numbers. I mean, it was like what, 9.5 sacks, 8 sacks. Well, oh, okay. There goes Jonathan Jones. I'm gonna say, dang, did we get anybody else? Jonathan Jones made it. Okay, so mainly just on the defensive end, two Pro Bowls. I mean, I guess I'll take it. It's at least a little bit more than we had last year. And now that I come to think about it, I did forget to go look at our stats here. So before we go into seeing who won the Super Bowl, man, 4,048 yards here for Drake, man, 33 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in this season. And, had 43 sacks that he was able to take. Obviously didn't play fully last year, so like we can't exactly compare these numbers here, but a pretty big difference. I mean, the touchdown to interception ratio here is way better. Sacks, I guess you can kind of compare that. Completion percentage at least went up. Yards per attempt, yards per game. It's not going to show me how many he had. I think if I go general, how many games he, of course, essentially about half as many snaps last year as this year. So I mean, a pretty decent amount, like doubling his stuff here. I'd say a pretty good sample size. Jalen Warren, 839, 8 touchdowns, not too bad there. 4.2 a carry. Saw a lot of games where we were kind of struggling to get him going. So hopefully improve that with the improved offensive line. Josh Parsons finishing his rookie year, 76, 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Very impressive rookie season. Polk, 887 and 10 touchdowns with more volume. We got DeAndre Hopkins involved a lot too as well. 75 catches, 790 yards, 5 TDs, and 677 behind Henry. So I think we would have had like at least a second, 1,000-yard receiver if we had, kind of tailored back from one of these guys, or even, Javon Baker got kind of a lot of volume here compared to a receiver 4 typically. So, I mean, that could have had something to do with it too as well. Defensively, 104 tackles leading the way is Jonathan Jones. Tackles for loss, 23 by Chase Young with 9.5 sacks, 18 tackles for loss, 3 sacks for Devon. Keon White, 5.5 sacks, 15 tackles for loss. Interceptions, 8 of them things by Jonathan Jones, 4 for Christian Gonzalez. And then kind of 1 spread all around, including our rookie Jerry Hayward. 77 tackles, 1 TFL, 1 interception, 6 pass deflections. He had a very good season too as well. He might find his way onto the outside though in this upcoming season. We'll see what happens with Jonathan Jones. Kicking here, 16 for 20, pretty okay. 39 for 39. At least he didn't miss an extra point. Where was he missing mainly from though? was like 4 for 5 from the 40 range, and then 3 for 6 in the 50 plus, but was able to make a 53 as far as his longest. So that I would say. Now, if we look at the whole NFL, let's go. Went to AFC. Let's go one back here. Let's go defense. Who led the NFL in sacks? 20 sacks there by Max Crosby. 19 for Aiden Hutchinson. Those are good leadaways. Nick Bosa, 25 TFLs, just ahead of Chase Young there. I mean, look at the TFLs here for these two compared to their sacks. Like Max Crosby, every time he was getting TFL, basically was a sack, as opposed to our guy there. And then interceptions, Jonathan Jones tied with Javarius Ward with 8 interceptions, kind of leading the way there too for our DBs. Let's go to the receiving game here, as we have 1,735 yards for Amon-Ra St. Brown leading the way. Calvin Ridley with 1,500 with Keenan Allen and Jamar Chase. So 4 guys over 1,500 yards. It's not bad at all. 100 receptions, only 4 guys. Tyreek, Keenan, Ridley, and Chase. And then touchdowns. Kadarius Toney, 25. Goodness. 24 for Amon-Ra St. Brown. 23 for Rashee Rice. I got to go look at those records, because those got to be knocking on the door some records. Rushing yards, a lot of 1,000-yard rushers here. As you can see, the full list of everybody rushing for over 1,000. I really want to see if like any rookies kind of made up that high. That is a lot of guys rushing for over 1,000. Any rookies kind of get up here? 951 by Dalvin Franks. Might be the start out there for the Chargers. 951, 12 touchdowns in his rookie year. It's a good season. 18 touchdowns by Josh Jacobs. Lamar Jackson with 15 at QB. Mixon with 14. Pretty good rushing years. And then passing, Joe Burley, only 5,000-yard passer we have here. 55 touchdowns, 13 picks. Great season by him. Mahomes behind him with 54 and 12. We had a lot of guys get over 4,000. Looks like Caleb Williams, 4,852. 38 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. Will Levis, looks like he went off as the Titans' new starting quarterback. Joshua Booth as a rookie, 4,444 yards, 30 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Good job by the Rook. Any other rookies kind of make any big names? Jeremiah Matthews, the Rams, had over 4,000 yards, 34 and 16. Desmond Riddler, looks like he's starting for the Vikings now, 3,987 yards, so got close to 4,000. Who's this? This is like another rookie. Trent Carney for the Raiders, 3,705 yards, 27 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. So not too bad year for some of the quarterback rookies. We'll have to see if our receiver number there are able to top some of these rookie quarterbacks. And like Joshua Booth would probably be our biggest. Well, no, because he's in the NFC side, so we might be able to still get that rookie of the year. Okay, so no one shows like I guess like you could say like what's it called, like a list styling here, but I do see here that Kadarius Toney with the Bengals, 25 touchdowns or 25 touchdown catches, does break the record there for a single season by a receiver. And I guess I'll just go by a team there from that point. So rookie seasons, looks like a lot of these are done by the Rams. Any rookies kind of break any of these records? Joshua Booth broke the rookie quarterback passing yards record, 4,444 yards. Matthews broke the record for most touchdowns with 34. So shout out to him with that. Rookies per game, any broken this year? No? Okay. That's nice. Seeing some rookie records. I like that they broke out the rookies too, so we can kind of keep track of those too as well. So something that might change up our plans here. Jonathan Jones coming in for an upgrade, which is nothing too big. But then I go over and look, and he is now a superstar X Factor corner at 83 overall. About to be 84 because we're about to upgrade the man-to-man. 84 overall superstar X Factor corner. 78 press, 87 man, 80 zone. He might have just worked his way back onto this contract for earning his way back onto this team with another contract, man. I mean, superstar X Factor development is no joke. He got DB of the year, NFL interception leader, helping out his abilities there. Right now, he's got reinforcements. So when in his zone, the ability increases the chance of defeating run blocks and disrupting catches via tackles. I'd say it's probably very fitting of his rating. So I'm going to give him a boost here to his man-to-man abilities. Plus 2-man coverage, plus 1 press. I'll take that. As well as we also had another upgrade here for the rookie Josh Parks. So we're looking at a similar situation here. Did he go up too as well? No, still superstar. Wait a second. Josh Parks definitely was star development. He was definitely star development. Now he's superstar development. Okay. So what did he do to get his going up then? So that's going to be big boosts for him. Offensive rookie of the year. I knew he could do it. He gets the dev boost because of it too as well. So he won offensive rookie of the year. We're definitely going with just go with the playmaker up archetype here, going up to 80 overall. I'll go ahead and accept that there. And he's very close to another upgrade too as well. It looks like actually he's overdue for another upgrade. He's at 5,800 XP and 5,400 XP. So another ability slot gets opened up here. +2s to a lot of his ratings. So I got 81 short, 78 medium, 80 deep. Catching is 82. Catching traffic 84. Those are pretty good numbers there. What are his abilities? So got a new slot open. He's got Return Man, which I think we do have him back there. Return Kicks. But let's see what we got here. Tireless Runner. For momentum while tackling at high speed. Recuperation Energizer. A hard knock out of the zone. Well, he doesn't have one in the zone. Reach for it. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Just give him reach for it, and then Return Man. Those are some pretty bad abilities. But I think once he gets, I think a lot of these are like, yeah, once he gets his overall rating on some of these other things up. So right now he's got the Playmaker one at 80. So he's probably got some boo-boo ones. So we got to work on getting some of those other ones up. But hey, Superstar development here, Superstar X Factor. We'll take all the boosts we can get. And here go the yearly awards. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP over the whole NFL. Coach of the year goes to Robert Saleh. From fired to coach of the year, I guess we'll take it here. And if we go to just the AFC, Kadarius Toney got offensive player of the year, breaking the receiving record. I got to go ahead and give that one to him. I can't even be mad. Crosby for defensive player of the year with Jonathan Jones right behind him. So almost got that award. Rookie of the year goes to Parks, of course. Actually bringing out Franks there, who was a high on their rushing records, but I knew we were going to take that one. So wait, on the NFC side, did they give it to Booth? Wow, they gave it to Tanner Pittman. They didn't even give it to Joshua Booth, who also broke a record, which is interesting. Let me go ahead and jump back to defensive rookie of the year. Went to William Saxon of the Ravens. Best QB Patrick Mahomes. Running back Mixon. Receiver Tony. He at least cracked this. Oh, he didn't even crack this list though. I mean, we got to get him some more volume. Turney for offensive lineman, Crosby for D-line, Watt for linebacker, Jonathan Jones didn't win best DB, of course, and Carlson for best kicker. All right, keep this in mind next time. I didn't know advancing all the way to the Super Bowl would take away the bracket. So we'll go look at how those games panned out here in a second. But it looks like our Super Bowl victors this year are going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. 4th AFC Championship, gets their first ever Super Bowl in their franchise history, getting the MVP going to right outside linebacker Logan Wilson. Won the game 15-14 though, as the Cowboys ended up making it on the NFC side. So yeah, I thought we would still have access to the bracket. Fortunately, we do not just have that, kind of luck. So we will just go ahead and go over to look at the schedule. Oh, there it goes, playoff picture, cool, bam. There's still a way to get to it. So the Jets got upset by the Bills 24-14 before they got beat by the Chiefs 31-17. Bengals beat the Jags, upsetting them 31-28, while the Raiders upset the Ravens 37-31. So nobody won like they were supposed to except for Kansas City, as the Bengals upset the Raiders 38-24, and then they upset the Chiefs 31-26. On the NFC side, the Commanders upset the 49ers, Bears upset the Lions, Eagles upset the Falcons. Bears proceeded to upset the Falcons or the Eagles again. Cowboys won like they were supposed to against the Commanders, and then beat the Bears like they were supposed to, but then lost in upset fashion. This must have been the upset playoff run here. Is almost every team that was supposed to win. Let's see, that only happened 1, 2, 3 times out of a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Out of 13 games, 6 of them were won by the person that was supposed to. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I'm tripping. 3 of the 13 games were won by the team that was supposed to win. That's how many upsets happened this playoff run. 10 of 13 games were won by technical upset if we're just going by seeding. Now, it could have been records were different and everything like that. But, we're not here to argue or debate that. Now, it's finally time to officially get into the offseason here, as we have a couple more re-signs, of course, to do. We have some retirements to do. We have mock draft 4 to get into. So without further, we got a couple more upgrades to do too. So let me go and get into these upgrades. We'll start basically from top down. So we're going to go and start with mock draft 4. Straight into mock draft 4. Just trying to see if anything kind of really changes here. Looks like the top of the lineup, Ben Saban slipping a little bit, but staying top 5. A lot of offensive linemen up there. They got us picking now at 11 here. I guess now the season's fully wrapped up, we'll have pick number 11. Got us getting Byron Barkley, who I don't think I have on my board. I do have some outside linebackers, but I don't see us being able to get some up this early. He actually is on my board here, just because he is a edge rusher of sorts that could be of a decent talent to us. A, power moves, C, finesse. So very good. B, block shit. So it could be a very good edge rusher. I'd probably move him to right or left end per se if we were to get him. But we have other needs at the top of the draft that I don't even know if I would want to go get. And speaking of those other needs, let's look at these prospects here really quick, because we should now, since we're at the end of the year, be fully maxed out on our defensive tackles, our national focus. And look, Gabe Flynn, top five talent, rounded 1 to 2 projection, 21 years old, 306 pounds, run stopper. B finesse move though, C power moves. So he's a run stopper with finesse moves, A play rec, A tackling, B awareness. These are not some bad stats here. What's the strength looking like? Great to good. I'm not mad at it. Physical player who delivers bone crushing hits, loves to utilize spin moves, has swift arm over moves, utilizes power and leverage to bull rush through pass protection. So he does have some power rush abilities. Often looks to rip the ball from runners, and good discipline so he won't get flagged. I like that. I like kind of the attributes and everything they're saying about him. That could be our pick at 13. You saw no defensive tackles were kind of being taken there. So, I mean, that could be a good option there. We also do have a bunch of others that are here like on our board that I can also look at too. I mean, guys such as like John Monty here, who's around 1 to 2 talents. Just trying to look and see, because I don't have like a full like favorites board and shit. So I got a couple guys just kind of like listed here. I mean, he's B block shed, C finesse move, B power moves, kind of like the opposite of what we'd be getting with Gabe Flynn in terms of like what would be better over power and finesse move, but about the same block shape, most likely same play rec. Tackling's a little bit better here, but hit power is better with John Monty. Even though he's only 296, you would think the hit power would be better from the heavier guy. But hey, it is what it is. We also have some other positions that we can look at, offensive line. Looks like the guards are still okay. Cal Robinson's around 1 to 2 projection here at 90%. BAC on the power or the pass, BAC on the run. So just not a finesse guy, power guy for sure. And then kind of B's on both his run block, power block. So it could be pretty even, pretty balanced. But there's also like other guys too that we can look at to get later. Maybe some like Gavin Williams here, Jose Batista. They're a little bit later. Batista here, you see AA. Look at that, straight A's across the pass block. He just has no run blocking. So he'd be a great pass protector immediately. So, I mean, that could be a day 3 option to look at. I don't think it'd be too bad of a choice. Now, his overall might be lower because he can't run block, but that's something we could definitely build upon. Right guard here, Dalton Batch is around 1 to 2 talent. 90% scouted on him too as well. It's like, could end up being about even too as well. A D here on finesse, C, but A on power, B to C on power. So it's probably tough out to be a B just off his archetype, if I had to guess, and then B's on both of them just in general. So some pretty good offensive line options there too as well. And then tight ends, a top 5 prediction here for Ben Saban. Of course, it looks like he's going to get drafted top 5 too as well. So kind of look at some of these other guys. Zach DeCanty here, round 1 talent. Alexander Jackson, he's 1 to 2. I really don't typically look at 6'2" guys there. So maybe somebody like Johnny Huff, day 3 projection, round 2 to 3 talent though. So this could be a lot of value at this pick. I mean, A short, medium, B on his deep, A catching traffic, either A or B catching, C spec catch, and A run blocking. This could definitely be our tight end option here. 6'4", 269. We'll have to wait and see what the combines and pro day look like though for tight ends, because I do want to see what kind of the speed looks like in some of these guys that might be able to really, really run the ball. So a quick look here. Retirements won't take as long on these. Micah Hyde, Cameron Hayward, kind of some new retirees. So let me know if you guys see any big names here. Aaron Rodgers, you want to go ahead and say quits here. Alvin Kamara, he's done. Teron Armstead is done. Keenan Allen, Derek Carr, done. And then that's basically it for the most part, like as far as like really big names. A lot of these guys were just like free agents that are finally calling the quits after nobody picked them up all year. So a lot of pretty big retirements. I mean, Aaron Rodgers leaving for the Jets is going to be huge. Now the Jets, I think, are in a quarterback predicament, which is something that not a whole lot of teams can say that they're in. I did look at the rosters. There's truly not that many teams that need a quarterback, which explains why no quarterback is coming off on the mock drafts. But it could end up being a situation where the Jets might be able to land a top 5 talent quarterback because no one else is going to pull him. Let's go to this offseason press conference. Let's not mess this up this time. End up with negative morale to start the year. Hey, everybody. Coach, let's talk about the next few months. Okay. What is your plan for the upcoming offseason? No specific. Yeah. I think the best thing to say is no specific plan, because we really don't have one. I don't know if we're going to be able to win the draft. I don't know if we're going to make a splash in free agency. So I'm going to say no specific plan. There is no plan. We're just going to go at it day by day here. What do you mean no plan at all? Dang, did I mess up? We're happy with our talent. I haven't thought about it yet. I feel like this is going to give me into real trouble. You haven't thought about it yet. me say we're happy with our talent. So you're saying this current roster is good enough to be a playoff team. Of course, I'm not going to say that. I'm not guaranteeing that. Not necessarily. I feel like this might be the wrong part. It sounds like you're covering your bases by being comments. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's all of the questions I'm going to say. I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to get myself into a player here. Drop off, bro. There's nothing you can do. Just everything you do just loses your morale. Everything, absolutely everything just loses your morale. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me want to just jump straight into a game and make sure we win the first game. Because I mean, I know I'm good enough on the sticks. Like I want to jump into the first game or two just to make sure we win to get the morale back right. This is just unfair. It seems like every answer you choose is just negative morale, negative morale, negative morale. Like there's nothing you can do to win at all. Now there's apparently a player meeting here on the field really quick though, as we're getting ready to negotiate one last time with our players. Watch, they about to ask me about that. So we have no plan for real, coach? Let's see. What do you want to know? Coach, my agent's been telling me that my normal information should be more meaningful. What's your motivation? Yeah, Josh, this could be a chance to get him to I hate the cold. Bro, you are in New England. You hate the cold. Come on now. Would you change that about me? Yeah. I don't want to change you. I would want you to care about being a starter. I want you to care more about winning. I would want you to care about scheme fit. I don't want you to care about being a starter. Yeah. About being a starter. Because, I mean, he's going to be that. I can guarantee he's going to do that. I want you to care more about being a starter. Coach, I don't feel like we built up enough trust with me to take your advice. I'm going to keep my number one. So what even give me this game is annoying. So 45 million in cap space this year. We got a couple more, obviously, offers here to look at. I think I'm going to move on here from Andrews. Andrews, I think I'm going to move on from Johnson. I know we're going to draft a defensive tackle, so I'm going to move on from him from sure. I think I'm going to move on here from Okafor possibly. Just get somebody younger at that spot. I mean, obviously we can just look for somebody better that can still give like a mentorship ability, because I don't even think he has the mentorship tag here. I'm trying to look to see. Let me look at the player card. Motivations and tags, bridge player, target, trade target. Yeah, no. See, no motivation or no mentorship tag. So I'm gonna leave him alone. James gonna leave it alone. There's a chance I might go 2 here. So I don't know if I want to double up. 27 years old, 70 overall. I think I'm gonna let that slide. Taki. I think I'm actually gonna let this slide too as well, because his backup is now better than he is. So with Diablo, Tyquan Thornton, with this being young here, I think I'm gonna let him go too as well. Juwan Bentley, I think I kind of want to sign him back, but to do a sign and trade more or less. Like not sign him back so he can stay with the team, but definitely sign him back. Just do a sign and trade so we're not losing anything here. And then obviously it would help us get rid of his contract and everything like that. So let's go ahead and try to sign back Juwan Bentley here. You got medium interest. So I don't think this is a bad offer here. We'll go with just a normal neutral offer. He's got a pretty good interest in wanting to stay here because of Maryland. And there we go. Juwan Bentley's coming back to the squad. And here's our last 3 extra options here. I mean, Jonathan Jones with X Factor ability, I feel like we have to go make this move. So I'm going to go with another 1-year deal to see if he kind of loses that X Factor, see if he can still play good. I'm going to up the money just slightly here, 3.4 million, since he only got medium interest. He does want to really stay here because of the historic championships. There we go. We got Jonathan Jones back. Okay, so that's great. Jonathan Jones is back. Of course, if I have to go off an option here to accept, if I only accept one option, I'm getting Christian Gonzalez's option. So I'm going to accept that. Okay, I guess I can accept both. Do I really want 2 high-paying cornerbacks here, though? I don't think I'm going to accept Emmanuel Forbes here. He's 1 year older and way less better. He hasn't been with the team yet, so I don't think I'm going to accept his offer, which I don't think the option is for the 5th year. Has he played 5 seasons? So, I mean, he's still on contract for 1 more year then, right? Stats and contract. Yeah, he's only been 3 years, so next year will be year 4. This is just I guess if he needs a contract after that. So 2.75 million. I'm not going to accept it. We'll just have to see if we can sign him back. But at least we know we have Christian Gonzalez locked up there for another year. And that's pretty much all we're going to do here as far as negotiating our guys back. Let's look at some of these trade options. First thing we're going to look for here is a trade option. Any trade options for DeAndre Hopkins. All right, so we have a free safety here. It's 23 years old, 69 overall. That's not bad. I mean, we are getting older safety spots, but those are kind of some rough picks. A tight end here, 23. just in case we're not able to get one, wouldn't be terrible. Another, ooh, but he's 25. Like, he's basically just right behind the halfback that we already have. We need to get at least a little bit younger there. I mean, I'm not mad at the option there at going halfback. I really didn't kind of want that. What are some, I'm going to look for some teams that need a receiver first off, and that he would be helpful with, and then see if any of them have good offensive linemen. Okay, here's a trade that I think could work pretty well for us. We're getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins, helping their receiver room because he actually would be a big bonus to them, giving them a 3rd and 6th round pick to help compensate as well too, just to go after a starting right guard here, Quinn Meinerz, 89 overall. They have a good tandem on the left guard side with 2 pretty young guys. One guy's 27 like him, and one that's 23. Both start development, so they could easily move one over to replace this gap, and he would easily come in and be a receiver 3 for the Broncos and really help out their young quarterback Bo Nix and give them some extra draft capital. So let's see if this is what it would take to pick this up. Cap space is looking good. Oh my gosh, they do not want that at all. Okay, let's see if we can make something work here. What if we went, I'll give you a future 2. How much does that help? Okay, it helps a little bit. Now, we do have multiple guys that we're trying to, that we would be okay with getting rid of. I don't want to say trying to get rid of, but okay with getting rid of. Let's look here. I mean, I can give you one back if y'all want to go like swap for swap and get you Kendrick Green here, but I don't know if that would really help you guys out that much. Give you somebody to get younger there. Like, who are some other guys that I was? Oh yeah, we did talk about the sign and trade here. Bentley, possibly a middle linebacker. Now, I don't know if they would want to take that on. I'm not sure what their middle linebacker situation is looking like. I mean, it could help. 79 is their top dude, 29 years old. Could help them give them an extra guy here. 2nd round pick next year. Wow. Okay. And that really did nothing. Cornerback is a need too as well. So what about Marcus Jones? And I'll throw in one more pick. I'll give you guys a 7 this year too. My early 7. What about that? So we're on the offensive line. Yeah, basically they're not going for it. Now we could look to go younger here. Now I'm going to remove some items from this trade here, since we're going to the other side and making this a little bit more even. I don't think they deserve as much. Let's see if we can just do this with a 3rd round pick, receiver swap for guard swap. Can we do it? Similar overalls. Wow. So future 2, 7, 6, and 3 in this year's draft for a guard. They still need a little bit more. Okay, so what if we just do, okay, I'll keep both my 7s. We'll go ahead and raise it up, and I'll give you both 2 of our 3 6th round picks. A little bit more. Okay, so we'll keep that 6, and I'll just turn. Okay, I mean they're later day 3 picks anyway. I'll give you the 5th. Let's go ahead and upgrade the offensive line. Bam, there we go. DeAndre Hopkins, a 3rd round pick, 6th round pick, 5th round pick, and then a future 2nd round pick for a left guard. Johnston, who does have star development, could easily go ahead and take this roster over. So we add Johnston into this lineup. Like, just look what this does already for our offensive line. So we're already young here. We're going to go with young going into the 2nd season, Trey Sutton, 75 overall. Cole Strange here on the left guard side. Now at 77, gets to take a back seat to Johnston. Our center, right guard now. Is he the best? I mean, it's either him or Strange, honestly. So yeah, we still got Green there. So I mean, that helps a little bit of a boost. What's his rating at center? Like, if I wanted him to play center, he's a 76. It's right now the best center that we have. We're gonna make this offensive line work. We're gonna put our best 5 guys out there. Now, whether that means changing positions around, we're gonna change positions around. But our best, we're gonna have a full 5 guys here that are gonna be able to block way better than they did last year. All right, now see what we get for Jawan Bentley here. Looks like the Cardinals really must be trying to give up this free safety. They give free in again. Halfback here at 24, 78. Now that's a little bit more like it. Get a boost at the halfback position. Younger by 3 years. Gets developed behind Warren. Not mad at that. 23 years old, left end, giving me some more draft capital. Saints really trying to give up this tight end here. That defensive tackle here at 23 years old, 71 overall, Dion Woodard. Okay. What is that tight end talking about though for the Saints? What is he looking like? Is this something that I would actually be interested in? Like if I actually take a look at this tight end here, this is their only tight end too. They're trying to get rid of him. 6'5", 23 years old, 86 catching, no real route running, 61 run blocking, no real run blocking. Not like I can get a better tight end in the draft. We're going to ignore that. All right, Seahawks were interested. Now they want to give me a defensive tackle. What about a right guard instead? I'll give you Bentley to help out your middle linebacker situations that y'all already wanted them. Y'all give me Christian Haynes. What about just straight up player for player? No draft picks. Of course, it's not going to. I was going to say for a 5, but they didn't have one. So we're going to do 4 swaps, and I'm going to give you a 6 to go along with this. Really? I don't mind giving up a little bit of extra future capital, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Let me go. I'll give up another 7 this year, and I will drop a 6 for next year. I don't know if we're going to be able to make this one work because I'm not willing to budge higher than the 4th and the 6th round. I'm not dropping the 3rd round because I don't think I have. Do I have multiple 3rd rounds? Yo, I already traded my other 3rd round. I'm not willing to drop another 3rd round this year. There we go. They just weren't willing to give up their 4th round, I guess. Okay, so Juwan Bentley, we did the sign and trade. Go ahead and go to your new team with the Seattle Seahawks. At least we got something back in return for you. And we're not getting much back in the picks department, but we are getting a lot back as far as just getting guys in that can come and help this team out. So Hayes will be another great addition. I told y'all we're going heavy on this offensive line, one way or another. Whether it's going to be through the draft or through free agency, this will make our load easier through the draft because we don't have to hit as heavy on these picks here. But this will really help out here. We go and put Hayes in. Now we've got Hayes here at the 77. I've got 77 at Johnston. Got a 75 there on this side. And then on the right side, we have an 81. Now the only hole or weakness would be our center spot. We just got to find somebody to fill this spot up here. And we'll be golden. Both these two are 76s at center. So if we, just best offensive lineman available at that point. And here we are with the combine results. This is what I was waiting for. Some of our top guys here, 4.45 ends up being the fastest time here by a tight end, and that is Alexander Jackson. Like I just don't really like the 6'2" aspect of it. He's not really tall as a tight end, but he's moving. 20 on the bench press is looks like it's about average. 32-inch vertical looks like it's probably below average there for some of the other ones. Saban here went 4.61, and so did Zach DeConte. Now, I don't have Saban obviously on my board because he's a top 5 pick, and we've seen him go top 5 in all the mocks, but Zach DeConte might be somebody that slides back here. He's got good speed here at 4.61. Other option here, Trey Miller at 4.62 is around 3 to 4 pick. And then the one that I really was eyeing my eyes on though here, so I wish he had ran a little bit better. Hopefully the pro day's better. 4.7 here by Johnny Huff. Around 2 to 3 talent, but 4.7 is kind of slow. 20 reps is on the low end, it looks like. Vertical 31.7 looks like it's kind of near the upper tier. 122 on broad. Okay, he jumps far. 3.713 near the low end. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I was hoping to see better numbers. Hopefully, he tested a little bit better at this pro day. But I mean, mostly what we're looking for here is offensive line, interior defensive line, edge rushers. So not really too much else that I want to look at in terms of combine other than this tight end position. So time to look at the available free agents. And right off the bat, Mark Andrews is here. Jalen Ramsey, DeMarcus Lawrence, Braden Smith at right tackle. There's a lot of good talent here now in terms of guys that are interested in us. Hopefully this will arrange it by best players. It won't. But so of course it won't. But we're just gonna go by position here. Kenny Pickett is here. Obviously we want to try to find us a mentor here at this spot. So bridge quarterback. What's the best mentor we get? Is Kirk Cousins at 71 overall. Has no interest in coming here. Dang, he's already here. Hara's already on the. He's already on free agency here after 1 year. Dang, he is 28 though. Dang, what happened to that? Look like a generated character. I thought he'd be a real person to be that old, but let's see. Mentor Geno Smith, but still no interest in coming in here. We get Matthew Stafford, even though I thought he said he retired. We can go get Jameis back. So obviously we'll worry about that one here in a little bit more at the end. Halfbacks. We're not really in the market for a halfback, fullback either. I wouldn't be mad at a mentor receiver. Though bring in another one. Help them to continue to get their XP boosters. Like Tyler Lockett's. Mike Evans is a mentor. Looks like we have a whole lot of guys that have interest. Michael Thomas would be a mentor. Kendrick Bourne we can bring back to the squad, but he's not a mentor, so that's not really important to me then. Do we have any mentors that are actually like wanting to come to the squad though? Like, dang. Everybody's kind of a bridge player and all that, so we don't really have too many mentors, at least that would want to come here. Tight end. Really would rather get this through the draft, so I'm not even worried. Like the positions that I'm really worried about getting through free agency possibly would be another offensive lineman here. If we can get one that's kind of young, especially more so at the center spot here, but it looks like we don't really have options there. I could go here at 29 and move him to center. 77 overall wouldn't be bad. But yeah, there's not like we have any offensive line options here, so that's gonna have to be through the draft. What about defensive tackle? Looks like they're kind of weak too. Yeah, we're gonna go with the defensive tackle option through the draft. What am I gonna pick up then? At this point, it looks like everything we're gonna get, all my positions of need, looks like we're gonna have to go ahead and pick them up through the draft here. I mean, middle linebacker, we can definitely go ahead and sign somebody here to at least be a backup. And it's like Kenneth Murray Jr. at least has some interesting coming here. So is Caleb Holcomb. What are y'all zone coverage look like? That's what's important to me. Who's gonna play zone? I see a 70 right there. Okay, so now we're going to rank by zone coverage. Who's interested in coming? Highest one with zone coverage would be Holcomb here at 76 overall, 30 years old, star dev. I'm gonna offer this deal. Ooh, a pass protection outside linebacker, 71 man, 78 zone, well above where everybody else is. And he has interest in coming to the squad. Christian Harris, he will be better than Devon Diablo. I think this is a for sure move. 25 years old, star dev, 79 overall. This could be a big signing. I'm actually going to up the money here on this. I want to give $3 million. Let's go 3.1 million. So that's 10.5 off of 4 years. Definitely want to offer that deal so that we can be in the running for that one. All right, so I'm going to do something a little bit riskier. I'm going to go try to get Michael Thomas here at receiver on a 1-year deal. And this is because I need a mentorship tag, because if he signs, we'll have a better shot here of getting Jameson Williams, or at least getting him to re-sign after this deal is up. Like, I want to give him a big deal here though, for sure, 5 years if possible, because I think he could be a big boost. You're talking about Polk, Parks, and Jameson Williams. We've got our speed guy, our slot guy, our outside big body with Polk. I think this really sets us up to have a strong receiving core with 2 83s and an 80 here, especially with Parks being a superstar. I mean, it would kind of push Javon Baker into a backseat role for sure. But I think this is like a move that we need to make. We need more receivers that's going to get open, especially deep down the field with how we like to throw the ball. So I'm not mad at this deal here. 5 years, 14.6 million. Not very high on the strength there, but we actually are high on the list though. Because if we go look, I mean, that's pretty much all we want to do. I mean, we also want to get like a quarterback here that's, you know, just going to be a mentor. So I don't even mind bringing somebody like Jameis back. Probably going to lowball this deal here because I don't imagine anybody going after this. So, boom, just kind of like a very low offer. But if we go look at my targeted here, we got Williamson, who we are the top offer for. Christian Harris, who we're the top offer for, and he has interest. Michael Thomas, we have the only offer. Holcomb, we have the only offer, and Jameson, we have the only offer. So let's see how this first round goes. I'm gonna go ahead and evaluate these offers here with these 5. Let's hope some of this shakes. Did I hit the right button? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we still have 2 more offers here. So signings, we got all 3 that I wanted though. Christian Harris coming to the squad, Michael Thomas coming to the squad, so that's a mentor at the position, and then Holcomb coming to the squad. So that should help boost up his interest here. I guess maybe not. Now, obviously, we still have the top offer here, though. So, I mean, there's 6 teams that want him, but we have literally 4 stars on our offer, whereas everybody else is only at 3. So, I think we go ahead and go with another shift here. Okay, he's made his decision. Winston is still here. Of course, he's going to be, but what? Are you kidding? Jameson. Yeah, Jameson. Really, bro? Where did you go? What did you accept then? To the Steelers, 3 years, 19.4. I mean, I guess if you just want to go accept less money, then cool, bro. But I mean, have fun in Pittsburgh. I don't even think they had a good record last year, if I'm being honest with you. But I think my offer was better. I was giving you more money, more years, more guaranteed money. I guess he's just gonna go do what he want to do though. So I mean, is there another receiver though that makes sense outside of that? I mean, I was really kind of getting him for the speed, getting him the speed receiver in there, but if there's nobody else, like Romeo Doubs kind of makes sense. 92 speed, 94 acceleration, 86 catching traffic. What's the route running look like? Doesn't run it short, but does run good deep and medium. maybe only has one offer. But I mean, I feel like this person, we might as well just let Parks, Polk, and Baker just kind of do their thing. Then at that point, you know, we have two guys that are above that overall already, and Baker with star development and 2 years younger will most likely surpass that after 1 year. So and here go the 4-day results that we're talking about. Look at Jackson dropping his time from 4.45 to 4.38. That is crazy speed. Saban even dropped down from 4.61 to 4.55. Williams, the only one that didn't compete in the combine, going to his pro day, going to a 4.55 as well. And then some of our other guys here, 4.59 for Trey Miller. Huff actually drops his down from a 4.7 to a 4.65. So that's impressive to see. I'm glad that he was doing that because, like I said, he's one of my later targets here, possibly at tight end, that we could be looking at to fill in that role, just because I don't think we will get some of these top end guys here near the top of the draft. But I definitely want to see more here from Justin Williams. I don't know if I've ever showed his player card to you guys, but beat catching traffic, 22 years old. We now know he runs 4.5. Now we don't know what his medium is because it's A to C, deep is A to C, and then his short we know is B. So just kind of seeing what maybe that medium and deep could possibly be here for him. And that could be also too another late round projection that we could possibly get into. So when we get to focus players, we'll definitely be looking at somebody like Williams possibly. The final mock draft here, mock draft 5, finally has a quarterback going in the top 5. So those Seahawks, Rod Nelson. I gotta go see what their quarterback situation looks like. I think they did have Geno, but obviously he was in the free agency market, so I think they let him go. Ben Saban actually dropping out of the top ranks to 12. He could fall in our lap here in the first part of the draft. 6'4", which I'm not too mad at. A to B catching traffic, catching, deep route running. A on his run blocking, so catch and run the ball well. Ran a 4.5, which is third amongst all tight ends. Had a great broad, had a great vert. Let's see, C on his short stuff, so he'd be more of a deep down the field threat. But A spec catch, A trucking. This could be a very good top 5 talent as well too. Now, don't get me wrong, I did want to go and pick up a defensive tackle with this pick, and that was Gabe Flynn. But what do we do here? Gabe Flynn definitely still fills in a need that we still have, because we definitely still need to go after defensive tackle, because there was nothing in free agency that we could go get. Defensive tackle is a need right now. You see they're going to double up back-to-back tight ends. But do I get him here at 11, seeing that he is not part of the plan to be taken, you know what I'm saying, this early? As you can see, you know, there's not really a defensive tackle being took here until Timmy Pierman at pick number 28. Gabe Flynn's not supposed to go until the end of round 1 at 31. Do we go with the big names? Do we try to get 2 top 5 talent guys in the first round is the question. Because if we are, we could end up seeing somebody like Ben Saban here on the team too as well, which I did not plan for. I thought he was going top 5 for sure, but it looks like he might be able to slip his way back. He's got round 1 projection, but top 5 talent. This could be interesting. We might be able to do maybe Ben Saban here, risk it, and go, because obviously I'll mess up the flow of the rest of the draft possibly, but then just try to trade into the back end here where the defense, like from 27 kind of down, just to see if we can possibly land Gabe Flynn. Because I really don't trust me, I do not want to miss out on Gabe Flynn. This is a top 5 projected talent. We know he's going to be good, and we know he's got some good ratings. There are other people that I do like, but I would much rather go ahead and get a guy that I know is top 5 talent. So I might try to see if we can make that work. We might have to take the risk here, because don't get me wrong, I love the offense, I love how we're moving, but our tight end is getting older. And if we just look at like age, so I know he's one of our best players here on the squad here, but I mean, Hunter Henry 31, 76 overall, Noah Gray 71. We could use that boost here at the tight end spot. All right, I am going to make a last minute offer here though. We did get Jameis Winston, but I do want to go try to get us a left tackle here. I obviously don't want to pay too much. I mean, he's going to come in and be a backup here, Garrett Rolls. He could end up being the starting center for sure if we are not able to get one in the draft. So kind of keep odds on that at level 3 here. Boo. So I'm going to go ahead and eval this offer. Submitted. Boom. There we go. Landed him. 1 intent, 1 try this. We got Jameis Winston. Now we got Garrett Bowles too as well heading into the draft. So this should be like, this is going to be like a last ditch, like basically if we're not able to get it, you know, I will try to make some trades happen and see if we can kind of move up in the draft. But just in case we are not able to move up, that Garrett Bowles could end up being the starting center for us. We move somebody over to backup left tackle, and we can have a pretty solid line this year. Hopefully he's actually decent at, I mean, I'm over here just assuming he's decent at center, so hopefully he is. If we go look at check, oh, I need to check depth chart, not the roster, if we want to see what he would look like with a possible position change. So our rookie there at 78, because he is having negative morale right now, dropping to 75, but he's 78. We have a 77 here, probably 78 too as well. What is, what's the 76? So, I mean, everybody's basically kind of like a 76 here. So we could put him here, let him start center, move somebody else over there to the backup left tackle spot. But that would honestly show up our line in case we're not able to draft a center this year. That should be like a 1 year stopgap, and the next year we really will focus on getting an offensive lineman in the draft, if it's, especially if it's necessary. Now, if it's not, and we can sign him back, I'll go ahead and keep him. But let's go ahead and advance up to the free agency recap week. So we're going to jump straight into this draft, man. We don't have but too many like extra positions to kind of fill out here. Kind of a quick look at some of the top guys where they ended up going to. So look at the silence here: Mark Andrews to the Bears, Ramsey to the Cardinals, Lawrence to the Saints. One thing that I noticed here quick was the NFC was kind of the main teams making moves here. Not too many AFC moves here, especially the Saints getting busy and active in free agency. You can see that 4 of the top 100 picks, 5 of the top 100 picks, Saints are getting busy trying to improve this team through free agency, and especially the NFC side. Not too many teams from our division trying to get in here. I don't see a lot of Jets, don't see a lot of Bills, don't see no Dolphins at all. Like, you don't see any of those teams kind of in here building. Well, I mean, I guess we've seen the Jets a couple times, but none of the other teams here trying to build throughout this. So hopefully that means we have time to catch up then, because we've been building through free agency, we've been building through the draft, and we're about to have another section of here private workouts to try to get some of these guys looked at. And we've already seen, I'm gonna have to do it through this list right here over some guys that could potentially be big names. Now, of course, we know where Saban is at. I really do want to go pick something like that up. Cal Robinson, we know he has a 1 to 2 talent, 1 to 2 talent. See, it's kind of hard when like we've already got really all the information I need for kind of these first round or 2. So I'm really kind of looking on the second end of some of these picks on guys that we haven't already fully scouted. But I mean, defensive tackle is basically already there. I really don't even think we need private workouts for really anybody, honestly. So I mean, I can kind of check, I guess, and see and hope it works to check in on some of these later round guys. All right, so kind of just getting a look here at the other centers then, just in case we don't get, we aren't able to go ahead and, pull off the really good, kind of move here to kind of get Cal Robinson. But looking at Knox, Moran, and Batista to see which ones might stand out as being better, hopefully trying to get their talent here if at all possible. So I'm going to confirm that we always have all 3 showing up since they're all 3 at the same position. I haven't had to change screens. So we'll keep a look and see if any of those guys change here heading into the draft. But that should start off our draft phase as we're going into year 2, the 2025 NFL draft. Let's go ahead and get things kicked off. I do think they have some like presentation though, right? I kind of forgot how the draft started. I think they do have the New Year presentation. There you go. And here we are, draft board, man. So the goal is to get somebody at 11 here that I'm going to be really proud about, as well as hopefully being able to trade back into the late part of this draft. Now, this all depends on what happens with tight end Ben Saban. If he ends up getting taken before us, then everything else kind of afterwards gets easy. We'll get him tight end later round. We'll go Cal Robinson in the 2nd, and I'll go ahead and get Gabe Flynn here at 11. But if he does not get taken, that's where things kind of get hard with the trades here. So you see Deion Bennett going first overall to the Denver Broncos. We'll have to look and see, obviously, draft grades after that. Now, of course, things will be pretty slow here through the first round because we want to make sure some of our top guys do not get taken. So we'll probably kind of just skip ahead as the draft names kind of get announced here through this first round. Probably won't be doing too much skipping, at least through the first. Now, through the second on, we're not going as slow as we did last year. Second on, we're kind of getting through it. But here comes picking number 2. I think it says McDonald for the Browns here. I can't remember who that is. Okay, blue suit. Came in with the baby blues on. Why your pants low-key look lighter than your the top? But he's going to the Cleveland Browns. I don't see a McDonald. I see a Quentin McDonald. So if that's the defensive tackle, okay, no, another right in there, Trevor McDonald. This was a edge rusher heavy draft, whether it was outside linebacker or just right in left in general. This was heavy for edge rushers, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of them go here at the top. I guess we could just kind of. Okay, we got our first quarterback coming off the board here to Seattle, Rod Nelson. Finally getting taken, so I want to just see what their roster looks like really quick. I just want to see if it makes sense for them to go QB. These are the ones that we always want to look at. Now, all the positions, it doesn't matter how depth at, but wait. These boys have no quarterback on roster? Yeah, they needed that drastically. That is the starter for sure. They're going to have to go to free agency to go get some backups. And we're finally at the pick right before us. So this is the moment of truth. So far, the tight end has not come off the board. We've seen 2 receivers go here top 10. What's it, like 5 edge rushers out of the top 10. We got our quarterback was taken here, which is probably going to be one of the only first round quarterbacks. If he is still here, you might very well see me for a go defensive tackle, even though, bro, we really need that starter there though. So I'm really taking a big gamble with this. I might end up having to trade away a high pick next year to make this work. I very well might. Like our first round pick next year might have to get took, which means that we need a trade mid-season to possibly get back into the later half of the first round. But it would be worth it here if we can go double up on big names at tight end and defensive tackle here. So I'm just going to skip this celebration because it's not our player there. Left tackle, Javante Crocker. We're making the gamble. Here at pick 11, we have a chance to get 2 top 5 talent players. Only 1 top 5 projected is still left, and that's the other quarterback. But 2 top 5 projecteds. We're going off just where they are on the board here first. Ben Saban, tight end out of Ohio State, 22 years old, 4'5", great catching abilities, great deep threat abilities. Welcome to the squad. Most of the season he was a top 5 player here. He's number 1 in oh my gosh, this might end up working out in our favor. Number 1 in true talent. We got him at 11. Hands made of glue, too fast for linebacker, strong hands, makes contested catches look easy. Player profile, hidden dev, you already knew. Number 1 player in the draft. 85 jumping, 85 speed, 77 strength, 88 agility. I can't wait to see what these stats and stuff look like, bro. That we definitely need to make that move. The Saints made their selection as we're okay out of the draft. Okay, there we go. Back to the draft board. There goes Zach DeConti going right after us too, because the Saints did need a tight end and they were projected to get Ben Saban. So now the Colts, what are they going to do here? As I'm going to go ahead and start looking for some potential trades here on the back end. So Buffalo, Oakland, or Las Vegas. Let's see if we can get some trades working. There we go. I had to make this shape, bro. So we're switching the Commanders, bro. We're giving them Emmanuel Forbes Jr. I didn't want to sign his option anyway. We have a 77 overall already at the position, and we're young in that spot, so I'm cool off of it. We're giving them him. We're switching our second for the late first and giving them a third next year. So that's going to get us right back into the first round here and hopefully able to get us our second, our defensive tackle here. So Earl Bryan gone. So since we've been gone, another edge rusher, corner, and edge rusher kind of coming off the board here. I don't think Earl Bryan was on my board. Neither was Alan Hayward. Okay, neither one were. But Gabe Flynn is the guy that we got our eyes on. So we just got to hope we make it to our pick now. And I actually am going to kind of advance here a little quick. Looks like they're not doing any more walk on stage selections here. I wonder if that stops after like our pick or what. So that's all. Linebacker gone, corner gone. Another cornerback off the board. Falcons going offensive line. Oh, I tried to move it with Detroit. I should have tried the Jets. I went way too high. I went for the pick back here. Now he wasn't supposed to go till late, so I'm hoping that stays true. Outside linebacker, cornerback. Whew, thank goodness. Okay, let me view the draft where we have 2 picks left before our pick, and we could end up with the other top 5 prospects here, which doesn't even look like he's on the board. Where's he at? Oh yeah, I mean, he's down here at 41. The fact that he was going to go even higher is crazy. My dual shot battery is getting low. We got too much craziness and heat going on right now. But all right, all we got to do is survive. Jacksonville just can't take him, and New York just can't take him. Bro, the suspense on this pick coming in is killing me. We know who we want. Our pick is going to be quick. If he is there, we're going with our defensive tackle here, Gabe. as long as he is not taken by the Jets, and they are taking their good sweet time to make this pick. Left end Christian Amos, there it is. We're able to go ahead and make our selection here. We're able to go ahead and get our guy. Now, I wonder if I could trade back to try to get us some draft capital here, but I don't even want to risk it. I'm not risking it with a top 5 talent like this. Gabe Flynn, another top 5 talent, run stopper, great finesse moves too as well. From TCU, welcome to the New England Patriots. We're making 2 picks in the first round. Number 4 in true talent. So out of the top 5 talents, he was the 4th one. Got him at 25, so A+, excellent pick here. Powerful frame, able to easily disengage blocks in the run game. Good football IQ, I like that. 306, 6'3", 92 strength. I'm going to take that in hidden dev. Of course, we already knew that was coming. Instant starter in 2 positions. There he goes. Cal Robinson there at the end of the first round, man. So that's our number 1 center that I was looking at. Now we do have a couple late round options, but there kind of goes like the option for like a number 1 starter type of caliber player. But we do have a couple. If we look at our board, obviously we have no picks in here in the second round, so we're going to kind of go through this pretty quickly before we go to our next selection. But if I just go look here at centers, I wish I could just look at my favorites and centers. I mean, we do have Colin Knox here, who has round 1 to 2 talent, and same thing with Jose Batista. Oh wow, it actually worked here for us for those individual player workouts. So both of them have round 1 to 2 talents. We could still potentially get a starting center late. 21 years old for Jose Batista. I think I like his game a little bit better. Let me go ahead and compare these stats. You've got A's across the board in all 3 aspects of the pass game, which is great. It's just the run game that's, I guess, bad for both of them. Now, lead block is a little bit different. Impact block, though, is great down here. Looks like the run block is going to be a D. He's got a little bit more power. He's got a little bit more finesse. But they're both pass protectors anyway, and I think that's what we need more of. And I think I'm going to go with the younger option. Day 3, we can really kind of slide back on Jose Batista. So that means for our round 3 pick, we kind of have a little bit of freedom to move a little bit. Like, we've got our tight end, we've got our defensive tackle. We've helped rebuild the offensive line already pretty well. I mean, I had a couple of edge rushers here to kind of help out the outside linebacker spots, but with the addition of, Christian Harris, Devon Diablo, Tavahi already there too as well. I think we're pretty good at those spots. Cole Holcomb will help out the middle linebacker spot. We could possibly go for another draft pick there though. But honestly, I mean, we only have 4 other picks left. I might be able to trade and get some future draft capital back. All right, finally here in the 3rd round, back up to our pick after having nothing there in the 2nd. We do have kind of a little bit of a game plan here, what we want to do here, at least for the next couple of picks. And what I want to go here is go get our center. I definitely want to get another defensive tackle, but I think we can wait till a little bit later to pick up Daniel Hayward. We definitely want to get an outside linebacker, but I think we can wait till, day 3 to possibly get somebody there that I actually do like. So I want to go offensive line here, get our center, because we have 2 guys here with still round 1 to 2 talents here at the center position, and both are pretty much very identical here in terms of like their actual abilities. Let me just go to center real quick before we run out of time here, just so I can show you guys. They're both identical, both A across the board, and then just kind of middle tier here throughout the middle. So it's really honestly just a choice of who I think is better, and I'm going to go with the 21-year-old. Give me an extra day of development, and then hope that he just turns out to be better than the other prospects here. So Jose Batista, go ahead and welcome to the squad as our new center here, and hopefully he can turn into a good starter here for us. So they gave me a good pick there with a B, 30th in true talent, so still could have been a first rounder for sure. Got him at 75, high IQ blocker, maintains balance and wins often on pass protection, rarely push backwards on power moves, which is great, especially coming directly up the middle. That could actually very much so help him. 85 strength, 21 overall, normal dev, so not going to get the hidden development there with him, so we have to hope that the other offensive lineman there does not get hidden dev. As who was the other one? There goes Dwayne Hood, actually one of my outside linebacker picks that I was actually hoping to be able to pick up. So it does kind of suck to lose him. We do have a couple of day 3 options. He's a round 3 to 4 guy, but so it does suck to lose him. We'll be looking out to see where Colin Knox goes for sure, so we can compare those 2 as centers. But I definitely think I want to go with possibly this other defensive tackle if he's still here, because there was 1 defensive tackle left that had a round 1 or 2. Okay, so he's already gone off the board. So now we just have the round 3 to 4, and that's kind of like the best we can do here. So I think I'm definitely gonna pick him up in round 4. And it looks like we're just gonna miss out here. 3rd round, 30th pick. Daniel Hayward's gonna go to the Kansas City Chiefs. They want to jump this in because once we go to the round 4, we're not gonna have anybody to come or any way to come back to this screen to see that. So in terms of defensive tackles now, I definitely want to get a second one, but we have a couple that have day 3s, but a lot of these guys are UDFA talents only. So we're gonna have to kind of look through, kind of filter through. I definitely want somebody that can rush the passer. I mean, this A option here though is nice. He's a UDFA though, so I mean he's not gonna come in with any kind of overall being able to like participate day 1. At least here with Pitts, he coming with C's across the board, but at least B block shed. So I think this becomes our next target here, Jabari Pitts, day 3 option, but that might give me the opportunity here to trade away this 4th round pick, because the only other thing that we're doing is grabbing an outside linebacker and this other defensive tackle. So this might be the opportunity we need. Now there's still the other 2 tight end options too, Trey Miller and Johnny Huff. If I wanted to really double up at that position, I don't see a need to. So I might go ahead and see if we can make a trade happen with this next overall pick here as we go ahead and go into the last, or not the last round, but the 4th round here. As Corey McLaughlin goes in and goes as a tight end. And just see what my options are. I can come back and get, okay. I get another 5th, get a 5th back for next year and a 7th for next year. I can go ahead and swap 4s just here with Seattle. Swap 4s, get an extra 6 this year and get a 7th next year. We'll get a 3rd round next year. That would be actually kind of clutch. I think I traded away my 3rd round. So actually that might not be too bad, getting a 3rd next year or getting a 4 and a 6. I think I want to go with the 3rd next year, but Philadelphia, Jacksonville, Detroit. I think I'm going to go with the 3rd round pick next year to Jacksonville. I think they'll give me much better value for this. And looking at our 6th round pick here, we're looking at also possibly trading this one away. It looks like the best we could do probably is just a couple 5s. I can go 5 there, or I can go a 5 and a 7 here with Minnesota. I think, or we can go with Las Vegas. That might be a better thing there. Get an extra 7 this year to trade it. They end up just trading it away anyway. Give me a 5 next year. 5 and 7, 6 this year and a 7. I think I'm gonna go with that Raiders trade here, getting a 5th and a 7th round pick for next year from the Las Vegas Raiders for our 6th overall pick. Just because the guy that I didn't want here is gone, and that should take us at least to our last pick here. We're going to pick up at least one more defensive tackle before we're finished. And it gets kind of tricky here, but last minute picks mean last minute decisions. I went with the B speed rusher here. At least he has B tackling, so at least he has one more other grade that's a B. 22 years old. I wanted somebody that specialized in pass rushing, so I'm not mad at it. I did want to get a defense tackle that will specialize in pass rushing. There was a guy here that had an A at that level. I cannot remember what his name was, but when I went back to look for him, he was not there any longer. So maybe I probably should have took him with the 6th pick and traded the 7th, but it is what it is. I think we finished up this draft pretty well. He's probably gonna end up being normal development, but we end up with just a 4-player class here. F with a bad pick. He's 418 in true time. We got him at 203. Needs to improve his strength, struggles to break free when engaged. Ineffective as a speed rusher. I mean, I'll take the hidden development though. 22-year-old speed rusher that's ineffective as a speed rusher but has hidden development. That must mean there's more to this guy that meets the eye. So Ray Riley, welcome to the Patriots. And with the draft being over, the first thing we're going to do is obviously look at our draft recap, looking over the guys that we were able to pick up. And that is what I'm talking about. 82 overall off the rip. It paid off. 82 overall vertical threat. 22-year-old rookie is about to come in and be the starter day 1 at tight end. 76 medium route running, 72 deep. Got to work on this short though. At 68, we do run a lot of short stuff here with our tight ends, but it's gonna be great that he can get down the field. 96 spec catch is gonna be awesome. 85 speed is gonna be awesome. I cannot wait to see what that hidden development is gonna be. It's probably just gonna be star, but rookie from Ohio State is already coming in and making big waves. Gabe Flynn here, 77 overall is nothing bad at all either. Ends up with hidden development too as well. 77 overall run stopper. Ends up with 71 power move, 69 finesse move. So that's a pretty good mix there with 75 block shed. We'll definitely go ahead and put that to work. And already he's ranked as a 32nd defensive tackle. So if we had to rank just 1 per team, I mean, he's already technically a starter on at least one team, or on at least the worst team. So coming in already, gonna take over that starting defensive tackle role and make the defensive line better. His counterpart though only ends up being a 58, so it's kind of a little bit of a dud of a pick, but the hidden development does have me intrigued to see how quickly he can start to boost up. So I might even make him a focus player just to see how good we can make him. He's got 70 finesse moves. Might even be the situation that he gets into is like a rush defensive tackle spot there for us in our nickel look. seeing if he can get on the field, get a couple of sacks there. At least we'll have one guy coming up the middle that'll specialize in pass rushing ability. That's all we're going to focus on, just upgrading his speed rusher. And that's the only thing that we're going to try to make better. Then last but not least, our starting center here, Jose Batista, going to fit right in. I mean, the rest of the line's about mid-tier 75s anyway. We'll probably put him as a focus player too as well to get him up as quickly as possible. The run blocking is the only thing that needs help here. Pass blocking is in a very good spot already, and our pass pro was the worst thing that we had last year. I'm really hoping this can come make an effect on the middle of the team, as well as some of the other guys that we got around them too as well. The new guard spots, our tackles are great. Let's keep our quarterback upright. Now, with all that being said, of course, we got to go check out, how the rest of the league did. If we go just look at the NFL top picks overall in the draft, Deion Bennett ended up being a 78, Trevor McDonald 75, and JJ Wright 72. With our first quarterback, Rod Nelson, to the Seahawks, 73 overall, hidden development improviser. As a rookie, will come in with pretty good accuracies here, way better than the short, 94 throw powers, nothing to laugh at too as well. So they got themselves a dog right there. Now in the second round, there was also another quarterback taken here who had top 5 projection, but ended up being a 72 overall, hidden development improviser too as well. Accuracies are a little bit lower on the long range, but 87 short is great. 90 throw power is a little bit less, so definitely the right pick for the Seahawks. But Browns did give themselves a dog too as well. And if we just look at the best player in the overall draft, I gotta say it's gotta be Saban, right? 82 overall, I gotta go ahead and go to Saban. Bennett, Mims behind him, Curse, Chamberlain. So a couple of receivers there. Gabe Flynn, who also came to our squad. That's why he was ranked 4. So I mean, I guess you can see that kind of paying off and paying big dividends for us already. Some of the late round draft picks though coming up here: Trey Calhoun 76, Barry Younger 76, Niles Barker, who was on my board but we weren't able to quite get 76. So it looks like some third round picks, some third round gems making their way up here to the top of the draft. The lowest player drafted, at least wasn't by us. It's by the Broncos getting a quarterback here, ranked 57 overall. Now I want to quickly look at some of the guys that we didn't get to pick that were on some teams that we wanted. So the Saints took 2 of our guys actually here. Tight end Zach DeConte, 75. Obviously, we won the tight end room. But also they got Dwayne Hood, who would have been nice to get 74 overall. They got him in the 3rd round. I was really had eyes on him too as well. Hidden development, pass coverage, outside linebacker, 70 overall zone, 64. Man, that would have been nice to have. Just wanted to check on some of the other centers too as well. Remember, we were looking at Colin Knox. Here's a potential pickup here. He ends up being a 74 overall. So just 1 overall point less. Did he end up with hidden dev though? He did. Colin Knox ends up with hidden development. So I mean, we could have went there, got a hidden dev player, and 1 overall point less. But I guess I'll take what we can get there. A little bit, upset that we weren't able to get him. Also, the Cardinals picked up another center that was on my board, with Gavin Williams here, 74 overall. Did he have hidden development too? He did, of course. Just missing out on all. We could have had a 4-for-4 hidden development class, but of course I had to miss out on the one position that we actually probably need the most. And then the Bengals ended up kicking up Cal here in the 1st round, I think. 74 overall. He has hidden development too as well. So missed out on 3 potential hidden development players that we had a chance to draft at some point. And another guy that I was looking at that the Chiefs just managed to pick up right before I was going to get him in the 4th round, Daniel Hayward, ends up hidden development too as well as a 71 overall speed rusher. He comes in with 78 finesse move. That would have got him and the defensive tackle that we did pick up. That would have been so nice. Both of them having hidden dev, one of them being able to specialize in pass rush only. We were so close to having the perfect draft. I'd say so close. I'd give our draft like a 7 out of 10, but so close to having a 10 out of 10. Just wanted to do a quick look though at the teams in our division here. Looks like the Dolphins, pretty okay draft. Had a 76 overall corner going in the 1st round, 74 overall D tackle. John Monty was on my board. Hidden dev. I know I wasn't going to be able to get him or Gabe Flynn. So I mean, comparing him to Gabe Flynn though, we did pretty good there with that. They got a 75 overall guard to help them out, and everybody else kind of in the 60s. Got another quarterback here in Torrey Barrett. If we go look at the Jets, see what they did, 74, 75 was the best they did. They got a halfback in the 6th round, but outside that, pretty kind of okay draft. I mean, drafted 2 halfbacks, both of them actually being pretty good, but still drafting the same position and the later one being better. We'll have to see how that one turns out. And then last but not least, I'm drawing a blank here. There you go. Oh, thank goodness. Bills had the worst draft I've ever seen. Only 1 player at 70. Everybody else was in the 60s. They were not scouting at all. I love this. And that'll just about do it, man, for preseason. Of course, I will be going through training camp in the preseason weeks here, all 3 of them on my own. And I will get back at you guys on the bye week of the preseason, so we can go ahead and finalize this roster and get into week 1 here against the same team that we're about to play in the preseason, the Green Bay Packers. But I do really like where this roster is heading. Let's go look at the adjust lineup screen here, because I want to see it from this angle. So if we look at the team, so we have Polk here, Parks, star and superstar development with Baker behind at receiver 3. We have Thomas here at receiver 4. We've got Drake May getting a little bit better. He's up to an 86. Warren's at an 86. Look at everybody getting pluses and no minuses up here. That's what I love to see. Sutton's at a 79 with a plus. No morality boost here. We have Johnston's here at left guard. Our rookie here, Batista in the middle. All star developments across the board here. We got Haynes here on the right. Owenu on the right. Henry. Where's my So we guys got a quarterback room here. May, Milton, Winston. Halfback room, Warren, Watson, Evans, Harris, and Sweet. Definitely let them guys compete to see who's gonna make this roster. Receivers, Polk, Parks, Baker. There's our top 3. Thomas, Douglas, and then letting the last couple guys here, Boutte and Launders, compete for that last spot. Henry, Ray, Bell, but definitely having Saban in here, taking over that starting role there for Henry. Left tackle, we have Sutton now, and then Bowles will be the backup. Got Johnston and Strange, Batista Andrews, Haynes Green, Owenu Wallace. Left end, we got Barrymore Hill. Right end, Young Whites. Defensive tackles. Now, this is where things get interesting here. Where are my rookies at? Gabe Flynn. There you go. And then Bobby Brown, the 3rd there. And we're going to go ahead and put Wiley there, defensive tackle 4. Put Keon White here, just the 5th spot, just because. Left linebacker, Tobias and Shea. Middle linebacker, Pace Jr., Holcomb Barnes. Harrison Diablo. Gonzalez, Haywood, Jones. And then Marcus Jones, Dio. As they go to compete for that last spot. Peppers, Adams, Doug, Mapu. I like it. I like where the team is heading. I like the different roles that we have now. I think this team has gotten a lot better. And now it's just going to be about putting everything together and seeing what we can do here. Now, I do want to check one last thing. Rush defensive tackle. Where is my rookie? Wow, he's only at 59 here. Now, in terms of moves here, 70 is pretty low. Yeah, I might make him a focus player. I mean, obviously, he's going to make the roster. I might make him a focus player so we can just focus in on those finesse moves and just see if I can turn him into somebody that can be a rush defensive tackle. Now, right now, we'll just have to run with this kind of lineup here. 82 power move, at least right there. I mean, 81 and 91 there. And then rush defensive tackle right now is Barrymore, who's 77 and 84. And then Gacho is 75 on this finesse move. So we'll just have to run it like this for right now. And hopefully that will be enough to make this team just a little bit better. What are our overalls now? 85 defense, 83 offense, 83 overall. I'll take that. And we're just going to have to hopefully we have a better year this year, man. So it's been your boy, Coach Cooper. Second offseason in the books. Like I said, we're going to go into the offseason, check out who's going to make the roster, and kind of get our way down to cut season there. Sign a couple of UDFAs and get everything back on track. So if you guys are enjoying the series, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe when you're at the video. It's been your boy, Coach Cooper, aka the King of Games. I'm going to have to catch you guys later.